They're cool. Hi! Hi! Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. We're doing another duped video, and this one is on the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. This is a new release, and it is based on her larger Love palette, the $65 one. If you guys are new here, my name is Stacy, and I am an unfiltered makeup reviewer. I also include makeup tutorials that don't include the mumbo-jumbo complicated stuff, and I also like to do duped videos like this one. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe button right now and let's get on into this video. Natasha Denona's Mini Love palette. This is a 5-pan palette and it is $25, and you can buy this on Sephora, you can buy it on Natasha Denona's site, and you can buy it on Beautylish. This is a Valentine's Day themed palette. At least I think it is, but it's actually based off of her larger 15-pan Love palette, which is like a $65 value, and that one was released last year. Let's take a look at this palette real quick. Actually, I kind of already took a look at it, and I actually pulled out some eyeshadows that I thought were really similar in color story to the Mini Love palette, actually to the Love palette in general, and these range from $3 to like $15, and some of them actually come with either the same amount of shades or they come with way more shades. Let's start out with the least expensive dupe for the Mini Love palette. I'm just gonna roll right on into this. Now, these aren't like shade for shade matches, but they are so close that you'll get a very similar eyeshadow look like the one that I am wearing right now. And I will post a tutorial at the end of, you know, the duped palette look, so you guys can see my final pick for the best dupe for the Natasha Denona Mini Love. So let's start with the least expensive. The least expensive one is a bite-sized shadow. It is from e.l.f. Here is the color story for you guys. So as you can tell, this palette comes with 4 shades instead of 5, but it is about the same size as the Natasha Denona shadows. So the color story isn't quite the same. There is like 1 or 2 shades that aren't going to be exact dupes. In the Natasha Denona palette, there is a dark purple shade like this one, there is a mauve pink shade, and then there is what was referred to as like a rose gold shade, which would be really similar to this one right here. And then there was a frosted like white, but I also heard it has a lilac transition into it, so I was thinking that this one would be really close to it. The only one that it is really missing out of the entire Natasha Denona palette is a really bright pink foiled shade, which you might be able to find that either as a single or you could find it in another eyeshadow palette. But this one is $3 at the drugstore, and you could get a very similar eyeshadow look for the Natasha Denona Love palette. Okay, so the next thing I have is actually a palette that was released last year. I did a review on my channel of this palette. Unfortunately, it is out of stock on the website, but if you have this palette in your collection, you have a Natasha Denona Love dupe. I'm talking about the Bye Bye Birdie palette, which you wouldn't think because it's called the Birdie palette, but the color story in this palette is so similar to the Natasha Denona Mini Love and actually the Love palette. It has the mauve pink tone. It has, you know, this one's actually more of a undertone of pink, but you do have these like purple shades in here where if you mix them, you could create a really dark purple shade like what you see in the Natasha Denona palette. You also have that super bright pink color. This one's a little bit more of a peach in tone, but you could definitely use this as an alternative. And then you have these 2 Super Shock shades right here. Those could substitute for the cream eyeshadow that is in, it's like a cream color, but it does that shift in it, and these 2 both have a shift in them. So you could use Gander or you could use Ariel, and you could definitely dupe that shade as well. Now I have some singles. I actually have a friend here on YouTube. Her name is Kendra Morgan Official. She duped the Mini Love palette and she did it with singles. I was actually organizing my single shadows into like color stories and I noticed these shades and I was like, oh, I gotta pull these out because this is insane. In my little empty palette here, I have 5 shades that I really like. These resemble the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette so well. They are all Makeup Geek shadows. I actually posted a photo of this on my Instagram, and my Instagram handle is posted in the description box if you guys want to go follow me there. So if I find duped shadows like that, sometimes I'll actually post them on my Instagram feed. These are all Makeup Geek shadows. I will post the individual names of the Makeup Geek shadows in the description box down below. And obviously this one is more custom tailored to the Mini Love palette. You don't really have a lot of substitutions in there. For that rose gold eyeshadow that is in the very front of the Natasha Denona, there's the Makeup Geek shadow called Solo. Some of these shades, keep in mind, are actually still on the Natasha Denona website. All of the round pan ones are, and their throwback sale, which they're about $1 a piece. So that's $4, and then you have this one, which is like I think it's like a $5 shadow. It's a square pan one, so it's one of their newer ones. But overall, this entire set right here is about $10, give or take. I mean, it's, you know, if it's $10 and the Natasha Denona is a $25 palette, you're paying less than half for these shades right in here. So Solo is the rose gold shade. That mauve purple / pink is called Blushing Beauty from Makeup Geek. Aphrodite is like the one that would substitute for the really dark purple. For the cream, like vanilla looking shadow, this is the old Shimma Shimma formula because it is more foiled. It's a little bit more shimmery. And then for that really bright poppy pink color is called Pink of Me. So you can get these shades on the Makeup Geek site right now, so keep that in mind. Then my one pick that is still in stock you can get right now that is a really great dupe for the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. It is from ColourPop. Actually, there was 2 ColourPop palettes in here that I chose. So it is the Blush Crush palette. This released last year and it's still on their site for $12. And this is a mauve, peachy, pinky color story. Now, I do realize that there is more of a peach undertone in some of these undertones instead of that like pinky undertone that's in the Natasha Denona Love, but you can get a very similar look to the Natasha Denona Mini Love that way you can with the Blush Crush palette. $14. So sometimes they'll have a sale and it'll be 25 to 30% off, so you can get this bad boy for, you know, still half the price of the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. This is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. It comes with some amazing duochrome shades as well, which the Natasha Denona Mini Love does not. If you want to use the Blush Crush palette to dupe the Mini Love, you have an amazing assortment of options. And I will show you guys a tutorial using the Blush Crush palette after we go over the colors in this palette. So for the darker purple shade, you have these 2 shades right here. You could either mix them or you could use one over the other. Now, Blush Wine, which is this shade here, it has a little bit more of a like berry undertone than a dark purple undertone. Both of these do in a way, but they still create that really like deep purple shade once it's on your eye. You don't have to worry about the sequins in the eyeshadow. They look matte when they go on your eye. Now, as for the like mauve pinky shade, you would use Cheek to Cheek, and that one is like a pretty close dupe to the Natasha Denona shadow. And then as far as the like rose gold shade that's in there, there really isn't a dupe for that one because the two like super foily shades in this palette are more on the like peachy side, or they're a dual chrome. These two shades here, they would be like the closest shade matches to that rose gold shade that is in the palette. You can create a very similar look. Actually, it'll probably be a little bit better of a look because these two are more of a dual chrome formula, but they're both gorgeous options to mimic the rose gold shade. Now, as far as the like actual like bright poppy pink foil shade that is in the Natasha Denona palette, again, there isn't really necessarily like a spot on dupe for that, but for today in my eyeshadow look, I actually ended up mixing this shade here with this shade, and it created a very similar look to the shade that is in the Natasha Denona palette. Now the like cream, really pretty, beautiful shade that I keep bringing myself back to, the one that everybody says does like a slight shift to a lilac shade, but it also is like a cream shade. Pop a Bottle out of this palette I think is like a spot on dupe, or really, really similar to it because it has that shift in it. This is a Super Shock formula, so it is more of like a cream formula, but it does have that same shift in it. It's more of a pink shift, but it still has that shift in it. It's not the purple shift. Hi. Do you want me to do your makeup? Yeah? Okay, what color do you want?
Yes.
Do you want this one? She wants this one. Oh, you want to use that brush?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How about we use this one? Do. No, no. Ready? You're so funny. You're too funny, too funny. So let's get on into the eyeshadow tutorial using the Blush Crush palette, and then I will finish up this video. All Claire is right here. So if you guys hear any children in the background, it's because Claire and Braxton are watching a video right now. Claire's actually right behind me. I don't know if you guys can see her at all. She's like right behind me playing in my brushes. Whoop, there she goes. So guys, there is the tutorial with the Blush Crush palette, and it is a really similar dupe to the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. Actually, I think all of the eyeshadows that I chose today are very, very similar, if not the same, dupes for the Natasha Denona Love palette, with the cheapest being a $3 e.l.f. bite-size palette, the Rosewater palette. That's just insane. Also check out Kendra Morgan Official. She just did another duped video with single shadows. Like, she did a complete like breakdown and comparison with her single shadows, so go check that out as well. You can find similar eyeshadows, if not the same eyeshadow, already in your collection. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Claire just left me again. Claire Bear, come here. Do you want a brush? Looky what I got. I got a brush. You want to see the brush? Come here. Come here. There she is. You want mommy to do your makeup? You want mommy to do your makeup? Hi. Hi. My bear, my bear. You want mommy to do your makeup? Yeah? Braxton! Braxton! In the Natasha. Hi, Applefull girl. Oh no! Oh no! I wish I could video you doing your makeup. You're so stinking cute. Yes, you are. Look at you. Mommy's a booty queen. My booty queen. Hey, can I have that back? Can I have the brush? Can I have the brush? Do you want a different one? Here, try that one. Wait, I want the fluffy one. Give me the fluffy one. Whoops. Can you give that to me? You're so funny.